Breaking, Trump gives welfare moochers bad news, it's brilliant, by Mark Pervulovic for Christian News Alerts. The president has announced what the next major issue on the table will be after the new tax plan's been implemented. Those who've been exploiting the welfare system should be concerned. President Donald Trump announced that the next piece of agenda item after passing tax reform legislation would be a welfare reform aimed at cutting away waste and fraud. The president has already begun cracking down on these programs, including Obama's infamous phone giveaway, according to the Washington Post. With big legislation going through with less difficulty than the Obamacare repeal bill, which languished on the Senate floor until the president signed an executive order, the Trump administration's next major initiative will focus on cleaning up the problem in our welfare system. We're looking very strongly at welfare reform, and that will all take place right after taxes very soon, very shortly after taxes. Mr. Trump said in a brief comment at the White House. The president alluded that after welfare, which is described as being desperately needed in our country, his administration would look at an infrastructure proposal. As for the timing, he expects the tax legislation would reach his desk by Christmas, saying that it would be a great, big, beautiful Christmas present for Americans. The White House budget proposal would also include tighter eligibility requirements for low-income Americans claiming welfare. The House version of the bill, for example, would require taxpayers claiming child tax credits to provide Social Security numbers, which they don't need to do currently. One largely critiqued Obama-era policy was that of the Lifeline program, alternatively referred to as Obama phones by conservative media. It was an initiative that subsidized phone and broadband service, first implemented during the Bush administration. The Lifeline program tripled in its budget during President Obama's first term, costing the federal government $1.5 billion, according to Politico. With critics claiming that the program is rife with abuse, Mr. Trump's Federal Communications Commission chairman, Ajit Pai, took a major step in curtailing the program, recently passing major reforms that eliminate funding for wireless resellers. People are taking advantage of the system, and then other people aren't receiving what they really need to live, and we think it is very unfair for them, said Mr. Trump during a cabinet meeting, because some people are really taking advantage of our system from that standpoint. We want to get our people off welfare and back to work, the president added. So important. It's out of control. It's out of control. Politico reported earlier this month that the Trump administration was considering signing an executive order that would compel federal agencies to review low-income assistance programs to prepare for the eventual welfare reform on the horizon. One official stated that the draft order would call on agencies to review existing regulations and propose new ones that conform to a set of welfare principles, including tighter work requirements that encourage recipients to re-enter the labor force. The agencies currently reviewing the proposed order include the Department of Health and Human Services, the Labor Department, the Agricultural Department, the Treasury Department, the Education and Commerce Department. Conservatives have much to look forward to on the horizon as President Trump continues to make good on his campaign promises. Yes, the welfare system should be for the needy, not for people who abuse the system. Obama phone is good for the elderly that don't have somebody at home that should have this emergency phone. But if you're telling me that they're abusing it, that kids have it and whatnot, I mean, they're abusing the system. Things like that should not take place. Welfare is for the needy who cannot work. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.